guess we go back 50 years ago, or when we basically started farming, and I used to be a trout fisherman, and I used to fish the Bears Grass Creek, and then when I was a child, we caught a lot of trout in there, and then all of a sudden the trout, the stream started silting in with soil from runoff from farms, you know, or from ours, I suppose, from all the tillage practices and stuff. And so back then, when the trout were gone, I thought, oh man, I'd like to get this, you know, turned around, and hopefully my grandsons will be able to catch trout in the stream like I did. Before that, we did some conservation tillage to the strip crops and the chisel plowing and stuff to try to reduce erosion, and that worked pretty well. And about 30 years ago, I guess we started the no-till process. You know, before that, we get back in I think in the early 70s, the county agent Herb Polting approached us and wanted to know if we'd you know, try no-till. I said, well, I guess somebody has to try it, I guess so. So I was a guinea pig for Eau Claire County. Yeah, well, see, the angleworms do, you know, are a large part of our tillage too. That's, I don't know if you get that. And then probably about 10 years ago or so, we started using cover crops to help keep the soil in place in the fall of the year after the crops are gone, plus to store nitrogen and stuff for the following crop. Our motto is to keep something growing on the soil all the time, if we can. You know. I guess the crop yields has actually increased over the 30 years or so since we've been no-tilling. So our Greg Leonard's video that he took this spring of a field we planted with a pretty steep slope, and we had the cover crops and the tillage radish and rye and stuff in there, and we had a I think it was like a 3-inch rain right after we planted, and there was clear water running off that field. You know, normally there'd be mud and, you know, and this much silt down at the bottom of the field, but it all stayed right where it was supposed to. So the trout stream now is back to where I'm happy with it. They have shocked it, and there's a Class 2 trout stream again.
Growing?
Definitely, yeah.
Maybe more so now than it has in the past
Yeah, I think so,
30 years. But
Difference in how it held together.
Yeah, I think if every farmer saw that, I think they'd probably be all doing it.
Really?
Yeah, I always, you know, everybody could see it, but he always teases me that my garden is the only thing that isn't no-till.
Yeah. I'm also on the school board, and that's I've told some people, I think being on the school board is probably one of the most rewarding jobs that I've probably ever done. The community gave us a lot, so I figured we'd like to give something back. You know, that's
Some of our more higher priority streams where we like to keep a closer watch on the fish, we'll sample every year to keep a good to keep tabs on what's happening in those populations. Then some of our lower priority streams we sample every 6 or 12 years. So basically, depending on the quality of the fishery and how much of an interest there is in it, that kind of determines our sampling frequency. All the way under the grass here. So this stream is a lot wider than what it looks. So these banks are undercut 2, 3, 4 feet, and this hole being 3.5 feet deep is holding some fish. So just out of this one spot here, I mean, you can see I was shocking for about 30 seconds.
This is one of the streams that we feel in the Eau Claire area, as far as management goes, can produce trophy brook trout.
As being a conservationist, what I do plant grass waterways. And oftentimes we get 10, 15 years out of them, and you can see he's virtually got zero sedimentation into this at this point. So just as this field here behind us, this was the first no-till field in Eau Claire County. That's correct, yep. Yep, there was a county agent by the name of Herb Polzine that says, you got to be the guinea pig. You got to try this for the county. So we never looked back from that, really.
A couple things I'd like to show you. Like again, Joe has been no-tilling for 25 or 30 years. A lot of times you'll see in a conventionally tilled field, you'll have an actual what we call an AP horizon, a plow horizon, where the tillage equipment has been riding on the same, basically the same level for years and years and years. In this situation, you don't see that. Joe has been doing the no-till, so you can see the activity of the worms and also the roots bringing organic matter further down into the subsoil here.
What's that? Well, I don't know. I don't really like blackbirds, but
You want to see what's laughing.
About myself, I'm Brian Brisky. I'm the Area Resource Conservationist out of the Altoona Area Office for NRCS. Don't you know who Joe Smith is? Dudley? No, I don't know who Joe Smith is. Well, you'll find out who Joe Smith is. This field and start digging around in the soil, not dirt. I got really excited. Awesome stuff. You got awesome stuff out here, and we're going to use it today in some of these experiments to figure it out. Joel, as you can see, it's still bubbling, right?
It's still bubbling.
It's still bubbling. It's taking in water, but it's being held together. So with that, okay, that's good. You guys got some really fine glommerman going on. So, be able to come out here and talk soil health on Joe Smith's farm. The one thing about what I'm seeing here at Joe Smith is everybody should really take note of what's going on here. We have national spotlight soil health farmers all across the nation, and as far as I'm concerned, you're looking at a Wisconsin spotlight farmer right now, and I think we should just give a little recognition for Joel.
Where are you guys at?
What do you use for cover?
I'm marking.
congratulations, because we really do appreciate your efforts.
Also, we have with us a champion of conservation. I know since he's been in Congress, he's been working every farm bill to get more money for conservation into the farm bill. And I know a day like today is special for him. 3rd District Congressman Ron Kine.
Great, thanks, Bob. I wanted to make a special effort to get home this week to be with Joe and Marion and the family and see the farm firsthand. They've been dear friends of mine for a very long time, and they're a living embodiment of how well these programs really do work and the value of a good conservation ethic that I think we know very, very well around here. It's a good day. I'm glad I was able to get out and do a little bit of the tour with you guys. You've been doing a wonderful job with the no-till and the contour and the cover crop and what you did too with the cattle bin over there too. So again, this is a good example of how well it can work and the commitment that's being made in this area. For Joe, Marion, and the family, thanks for letting me stop by today. Thanks, Bob. Thanks a lot.
Thank you all for having me here today. It's great to be involved with Conservation Observance Day once again. As Bob had mentioned, I'm serving as our state 67th Alice in Dairyland. And for those of you who are familiar with the Alice program, Alice serves as the state's official agricultural ambassador. And because after all, we really are just borrowing it from our future farmers, and we want to make sure that we return it to them in great shape. So thanks again for having me here today. It's been great getting to meet all of you.
And so what we have the chance to do today, all of us have a lot of stresses, strains, work really, really hard, but what we've had a chance to do today is stop for a moment and celebrate success. It's been an amazing program. Kelly, Ron, everybody that's put this on has been an outstanding program. And those of us who are here genuinely are here for some kind of mission, some kind of passion that's beyond us as individuals. And to be able to look at the 76,000 farmers in Wisconsin and come to this one farm to identify the top farmer for the mission and the passion that we all pursue in a common fashion is just beyond the words that I have the ability to articulate. Mr. Joe, Ms. Marion, thank you so much for what you all do. Thank you as we look down the line of extra generations thinking about something that's well beyond all of us of what we live to continue legacy like Ms. Zoe said a minute ago.
So learn the fact that it all goes back to the basic thing. We got to give, and then we will get. We also need to recognize that the soil is the basis of everything that we have here. So thank you very much for putting this on. Joe and Marion, congratulations for the work that you do. I thoroughly did enjoy this morning's tour.
This Jim Vandenbroek is with us, the Executive Director of the Wisconsin Land and Water Conservation Association. Jim?
All right, thanks. This is quite a turnout, and it's a testament to Joe and Marion, really.
Joe, you've known that since you started, and that's why your soil's in the shape it is now. Soil health wasn't a deal 30 years ago. You knew it.
Because really, every day is a great day for conservation. Some people think, well, maybe not today, maybe I'll get to it next year. Joe and Marion have been doing it since they started.
Know You by These presents. Whereas Dudley, Joe, and Miriam Smith have operated their farm in southern Eau Claire County at the edge of the driftless area of steep ridges and barren valleys for the past 52 years. The members of the Wisconsin Senate, on the motion of Senator Kathleen Whitehouse, commend and congratulate Joe and Miriam Smith and their family for their commitment to environmentally sound agricultural practices and wish them all continued success. And it's signed by myself, Michael Ellis, the President of the Senate, and Jeffrey Wright, the Chief Clerk of the Senate, on September 12, 2014. So congratulations.
That's all we have for speakers on the program, but I want Joe to come up here and just say a few words to the group. And I know he appreciates everybody being here, but we appreciate his effort. So Joe, come on up here and just give a few of your thoughts as you've been through this today and of course your whole life.
But I really appreciate you coming out here and set soil conservation and soil practices into the no-till cover crops has been a part of our life for a long time. And Greg Leonard, that guy, he got me into this. I don't know where he is, but he's hiding somewhere. Thanks, Greg. We appreciate all the work that you've done for this. And thank everyone for coming. It really means a lot to us. Thank you. Just it's something I guess you kind of work for it all your life. You don't really expect to be honored for it or anything like that, and it's just the things that happened over the years that I guess people noticed.